Hello and welcome back to another real estate video to all you beautiful Zaidi owners out there. I hope you guys are safe, healthy, motivated, optimistic, and positive just the way I am. COVID-19 has actually hit everyone hard, but that's the beauty about it. That's the beauty about all my friends, all my viewers, is how positive can we stay in times like these. Let's not look at the negative aspect of things. And in my previous video, as I pointed out, that I always think and I always feel that this COVID-19 has a lot of changes, has brought in a lot of changes in me, and I look at it as an optimistic and a positive change in my life. Let's jump right into this. And before I do, I would like you to subscribe to my channel. I'd like you to share my videos with people who you think might need it. It helps me out, it helps them out a lot, and I really appreciate your support. Moving on, so COVID-19 has affected the real estate market globally, not just Toronto or Canada, but globally. It's taken people by storm. There are a lot of buyers, as I said in my previous video, and of course it's evident out there. There are a lot of buyers who've taken a back bench. There are a lot of investors who've taken a back bench, and of course it goes without saying. You know, there are not many investors coming in. Investors are worried about their money. Investors want to hang on to the cash. They don't know how long this COVID-19 is going to take for it to recover, for the economy to stabilize, and for people to go back to work. So, you know what, there are all different kinds of people out there in the real estate market. Some investors who think this is not the right time, and some investors who I'm working with who think this is a great time. And it goes without saying, absolutely, it is a great time for those people who have certain funds lying around, for those people who feel, who've gone through experiences in life, just like myself, where every downfall does come up again. So it all depends down or boils down to the experiences we've had in life. So there are a lot of buyers, first-time home buyers, who missed the boat earlier in the year, who missed the boat a couple of years ago, who fear that they're gonna miss the boat in the next future once this COVID-19 recovers. So there are those kind of buyers, but at the same time, the real estate market has been hit hard. I know, I feel that hit. Prior in 2000, of course, in the beginning of 2020, we'd go down on a property and we'd have 8 to 10 buyers on that property. And again, I would like to highlight over here that I'm talking about properties that are below $1 million mark, or even below $800,000. We're not talking about those million and more properties. We're not talking about those $4 million, $10 million properties. If you're interested to know about those, please do give me a call. We can have a very quick one-to-one chat about it, as that is a totally different segment of the market and it has its own challenges, of course. So properties below the $1 million, below the $800,000 mark are selling very quickly. There are tons of buyers out there. So the difference between January and now is that I would have 8 to 10 buyers competing on a single property that we'd go down and see. But right now I have 3 to 4 people coming down and seeing those property. It is a great time to go down because competition is less, but at the same time it is again a great time because of the fact that interest rates are low and they will be further reduced as far as my information goes and as far as my research goes. So the competition has been reduced amongst buyers. Competition has been reduced amongst sellers. So there are amazing properties out there. There are less competition. There's less buyers on every property. But even then, even the COVID-19, I still find competition. It's surprising how we still have buyers in the market who are competing with each other on multiple properties. Whether it's Barrie up in the north, whether it's Whitby or Oshawa down on the east end, whether we go down to Milton or even down to Acton and Niagara Falls, St. Catharines, Hamilton, there is still competition. And again, remember, these are properties below the $1 million or $800,000 mark. Why is that so? Well, of course, the buyers I'm working with, and again, as I said, I'd like to talk about my personal experience. The buyers I'm working with are those buyers who've missed the boat earlier in January or February of 2020. They missed the boat in late 2019. They missed the boat earlier due to multiple reasons. It could be fear. It could be the fact that they were not ready. They probably were not in that proper mindset. There are multiple reasons, but now they fear that if this pandemic, or I hope once this pandemic does get over, so they fear that once this pandemic gets over, they might miss the boat again. So they're jumping in, they're putting down offers, and properties are selling within 2 to 3 weeks. There are no properties that I have been to in the last 3 weeks after this entire lockdown started and after this entire state of emergency got into play. There's not been a property where I think has been on the market for 2 days. So for example, we'd go down to a property, just like yesterday we went down to a property, we saw it. By the time we came back and we decided and did our numbers, that property already had one offer and it had already been on the market for 5 days. There are still properties that are listed for multiple bidding wars. There are still properties that people are trying to get bidding wars onto, and it's picking up. So Bradford, Barrie, Newmarket, Innisfil, wherever you go up north, there is competition. You go a little south, there's always been competition. You go west or east, there are people buying. Is this going to continue? Absolutely it will. COVID-19 is not a time to take advantage of people. Or take advantage of the situation. I'm not trying to imply that, take advantage of COVID-19 and use that as a fear factor in scaring sellers to sell their property or for buyers to buy. Please, we're not in that business. I'm not in that industry, and I don't tell anyone and I don't recommend anyone thinking on those grounds. But it is a great time because competition is less. It is a great time because it's time for you guys to sit down with me to have a one-to-one chat in more detail. So it's a great time for you guys to sit down and work your numbers with a little bit of ease and a little bit of more patience in mind. Where earlier in the year, where we had to just rush into stuff, where you did the numbers in one night and the next morning you were there putting an offer on a property. A lot of people did feel stressed out, but now is a great time to sit down, take advantage of the time that you have, do that video conferencing with me. It's something new to me, but again, I'm adapting. I adapt very quickly, and I'm sure you guys are adapting to it really quickly as well, because that's a new norm now. So have a video conference with me, give me a call, throw me a text, drop me an email, whatever sort of medium of communication you're comfortable with. Let's sit down and chat. And that's what I mean by taking advantage of the time, taking advantage of the situation. And then let's jump wisely into the market. There are tons of properties, there are tons of sellers, but at the same time, there are tons of buyers out there. The demand is still there for properties below $1 million and below the $800,000 mark. Will this continue? As I said earlier, yes, it will. Once the COVID-19 pandemic is out of the way, and I hope it goes out of the way really quick, it's again going to bounce back. Why is that? The reason is because buyers have now realized that they've waited too long. There's no more supply left, so the demand's always there, and they want to jump back in. So they're waiting for this pandemic to go over. They're waiting for that great times to come back again. And real estate, as I keep saying, is always the tried and tested method of wealth generation. A lot of people know this. A lot of people work on these around this whole notion that you make money and then you invest in real estate. I keep saying this always, and and I'm a firm believer that real estate never dies. It just becomes ill, and I keep repeating and I keep reminding people of that. So I would like you guys to remember that it is a great time. If you're still looking, if you're still searching, it is a great time to sit down and do your numbers correctly with a little bit of a peace of mind, with a little bit more calculated numbers, and a little bit more focused search. I'm just a phone call away. Give me a call, drop me an email, shoot me a text, Zoom with me, WebEx with me, Skype with me, FaceTime with me, whatever sort of communication you're looking for, I am available. And I keep saying this: stay safe, stay blessed, make sure you're keeping that social distance. That's a new norm now. And always have that belief that real estate never dies, it just becomes ill. Until next time, until the next video, take care, stay blessed.